If things are ever going really smoothly, you know something bad's gonna happen.
This is the first time we've ever had this happen in over 100 reservations.
Are you admiring yourself? But the cool part is what's behind us here. If things are ever going really smoothly, you know something bad's gonna happen.
It's been an interesting 2023 with RVing. So, Kemper Williams Park here in somewhere Louisiana. Sorry for the people in Louisiana, but we have no idea where we are. But it's off of kind of a little interstate type area. We had called back in January
26th at 2:51 p.m.
And they, well, you should probably talk. You know them more than I do.
Well, I booked a site for 2 nights. She said she had us in, but it's one of these places where they take your information. You don't fill it out online. They don't send you a confirmation email or anything like that. So you assume everything is okay. And then you show up and they're like, no, we have no reservation for you. You're not in our system. And I'm like, okay, well, I told them exactly when I called and stuff. And, well, now the girl at the front, she's only been here about a month. And she's like, oh, I talked to the supervisor. And the supervisor does remember. But for whatever reason, I guess they were going to try and cancel the reservation because someone else was willing to stay here longer. And I'm like, wow, I've never heard of that before. But she wrote down our phone number wrong. So she couldn't get a hold of us. And she doesn't do anything through email, so that didn't help either. Anyway, so they're trying to squeeze us in somewhere.
Squeeze us in after making a reservation like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ever had this happen in over 100 reservations, probably 110, 20 reservations. We've booked up all of our spots everywhere we've done. And never had it, but you know, it's always something.
Yep.
Can't always be perfect all the time.
No, and especially when it comes to human error, it happens. That's why I like doing more things online. That's why I like a lot of the state parks. This, I think, is either a city or a county park, maybe. Anyway, so there's always something that can go wrong. So they were able to squeeze us in. Instead of 18, 19 was available, so I still don't know what the big deal was.
Squeeze us in, as in, like, there's like 10, 15, 20 spots that have full hookups that's available. Well, maybe like 10 spots that have full hookups, but still.
I don't know. There's one section that it's only for long-term use. But what's funny is when I made the reservation in January, she asked me if I wanted shade or just the openness, to be in the sun. But now they're saying that openness is only for long term. But in January, anyone could book it. So I don't know, whatever. So we go to the front and the girl says, oh, you're in the system. Excuse me? When I called, you just said we weren't in the system. Oh, you're not on the spreadsheet. And if you're not on the spreadsheet, I can't see you in the system. And what?
I don't think they have any clue what they're doing or what's going on. But we're here. We have a campsite. We have full hookups. We're going to make the best of it. And that's all that matters.
We're only here for 2 nights. And that's one of the good things about staying places for short periods of time, because if there's any type of rough situation, it's like, okay, we can handle it for 2 nights. And then we're out and we're moving on. So hopefully this doesn't happen anymore. 2023, I forgot what year it was. 2023 does seem to be the year of
expenses. We've had multiple maintenance things that broke, bits and other sorts and things, just spending money of course. But
it's the year of unluckiness, if that's a thing.
After a year and a half, everything just breaks.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
So we're gonna make the most of our stay here and look forward to our next stop. It's good to keep cash on hand because there are certain private campgrounds that charge you an extra fee to use your credit card. This is one of them. They figure if the credit card company is going to charge them a fee, they are going to pass that on to you. We just got done working out, so it's time to have breakfast. We're gonna do burgers today. Now, I prefer when Ryan makes burgers because he has this way of mixing whatever veggies we have in the fridge with some, he usually uses like oatmeal and other fillers, and then he blends it all together. It might not sound good saying it that way, but blends it all together, makes these great little patties, grills those, but because his birthday's coming up, I don't want to make him work too hard. So instead we're having some super cauliflower veggie burgers. It's just made with a lot of lentils and cauliflower, and so it's the next best thing. But we also want some mayo with our burgers, but we don't eat mayo. So what we're gonna do is make some. What I use is silken tofu. Always get organic, that way you ensure it's non-GMO. And I'm going to use the whole package because our next stop, we don't have sewer, so it's easier to make a bigger batch of stuff now, wash everything while we're not, concerned about overfilling our tanks, and then, it'll last a good week. And then for the cashews, I like to get organic, unsalted. So I'm going to do just over half a cup for all this tofu. Next, I use a little Dijon mustard. I'd say try to make it, 2 to 4 tablespoons. A little bit of salt. And I put a little bit of lemon juice in there. Again, probably 2 to 4 tablespoons. Now, this is where I like to get creative. So you can either leave it like this, or I like to add some other spices different times. So today I'm gonna add some chili powder, we only have a little bit left, and then some crushed red pepper. Ooh, it's gonna be a little spicy. Okay, then we blend it. A nice creamy texture, and this is our spicy mayonnaise to go with our burgers. Hold the beef.
I love the Blackstone grill. It works so great. It's got a nice non-stick surface on it. You don't have to use all this oil wise. You don't have to worry about things burning. You can adjust the temperature for everything. And I got these little sides on there that are magnetic that you can, it was on Amazon for $16 or so. But they magnetic sides on this side, and then also on the back side too, because there's the little oil or catcher that's back there too. And you can just leave them on at all times. They help for the wind. So the wind will normally come in and take away your flame, and then it takes forever to be able to cook anything. So in this case, it blocks it. Still allows airflow because you need oxygen for the flame to be going, but it just prevents the flow. The other thing I noticed too with doing this is it starts. Well, usually it takes like 4 or 5 times to get it started. Now it's like 1 or 2. So it even starts faster. I think it's more efficient. It'll probably save us a little bit of money. I don't know how long it'll take to build back up the money. Probably never, but at least it's more efficient as far as being able to cook faster too. So take some hamburger buns, gluten-free of course. Make some room for them. Just apply the buns on there. And cook them. All done.
We just need to add some lettuce and our mayo, and we're good to go. One of the cool things about RVing is it makes you smarter. I mean, we've seen a lot of people do a lot of dumb things, but that's beside the point. So let me explain. When we were in Arkansas, there was a little trickle of water going on behind us, and we called it a stream, and then someone else called it a creek. And we're like, well, what's the difference between a stream and a creek? We would have never asked that question otherwise. We would have never looked into it and found the answer. Also, when we were in, I believe, Arkansas as well, there were signs that said there's a cave, and other things said cavern. We're like, what's the difference between a cave and a cavern? Again, something we never would have thought to look into. More recently, if you saw, well, probably a couple videos ago, we were asking what's the difference between crickets and grasshoppers. Another thing we would have never thought to look into. And not to mention the fact that it really helps with geography. You learn a lot, at least about your own country. And so we learned more than we ever learned in school. Textbooks have nothing on RVers.
Just because you sit on my bed doesn't mean you have to come over here and lie in my second bed.
What's going on, Savage?
It's curl up on the floor time, right, Savage?
He says, excuse me, Goldilocks, get out of my bed.
This is awkward. She was like, what is going on? She was like, my turn, I want love too.
If you've ever wondered how good your shocks are in your Super Duty, your half-ton, three-quarter ton, full-ton, whatever your truck is, and you're towing RVing, go to Louisiana, because the roads are just crazy. I don't understand who does the roads. Who's the dot person that does the roads? I feel bad for you, because I've never seen so far in like 28 states how bad Louisiana roads truly are.
It is pretty bad. You guys are probably going to be nauseous just watching this video.
I feel like I'm like going like this, constantly going up and down, up. And if you actually do that, you will actually get air for a quick second, because your whole body is almost like a roller coaster, or like something that like drops really fast. And so you'll kind of get that slight quarter-second moment of actually being just floating in the air because of how much bounce. Now, I don't have any sumo springs or any airbags, but I don't know if it would actually make it that much better. It's horrible. Focus, watch me, focus on, see.
Oh, we got a smooth patch.
But you get the false interpretation, get the false impression that everything's gonna be fine, and then all of a sudden you hit it again, and then you're bouncing all over the place again too. It's crazy. I don't understand.
It is really bad. Poor Tito can't sleep. He's angry. Yourself?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta pick up things at Walmart, and that includes a mirror, because somebody needs a full-length mirror. So $7 at Walmart. Hope it works.
We made it to Lorrain Parish Park. Do you know what city we're in?
Iowa, not Iowa, Louisiana, I guess.
I don't remember.
Somewhere near there.
We're close to the Texas border. We know that.
Like 50, 60 miles Texas border.
To me, that's close.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we decided to go for a little stroll. There's an old bridge over here. We went over that. Coming down this gravel road, there's no one on this road. But the cool part is what's behind us here.
It looks like a nice green pasture. It's just a swamp mess. I don't know how deep it is, but that's all just swamp. It's so cool how it just completely covers every little bit. The whole canopy, even though it's not, I don't know, that thick overall, but on the ground it just where the water is. Every single surface of the water is completely covered. So it's just,
And there's no
cool.
movement, so it looks like it's just grass. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, but there could be a gator too somewhere in there.
Gator, fish, turtles.
Gators.
Yeah. We haven't seen any, but we're on the lookout.
Yeah, really cool. I believe it's time to head to Texas now. Coffee in hand, gonna finish this up, and then we're gonna hit the road here shortly. So we're excited to get to Texas. We're heading to Livingston, Texas, and that is going to be our mailing address, which is shocking that we have a home address in Florida, but our mailing address is in Livingston, Texas. So it's really hard for a lot of people to understand, but when you live full time, that's kind of how it works. But first time in almost 2 years that we've headed there, and we're going to stay there for I think about 5 days in Lake Livingston, Texas. So we're excited to get going.